Sadly, I have to say that I won't be needing your services from today.
Have I done anything wrong, sir?
Muna and his girlfriend Hannah have been enjoying their air relationship with everything that comes with. Hannah travels all over the world and sometimes with Muna because he also loves traveling and he sometimes sponsors all these trips for his girlfriend. Hannah doesn't know how to cook or do simple house chores, but Muna loves her just like that. Muna went to office hungry and his friend called a cook to bring them food. The cook is called Irene. Now Irene got home late and her roommate was mad at her for disturbing her sleep. Irene has a friend called Kate and she is very understanding and kind to Irene. Kate always helps Irene talk to customers who can be a bit different in communication with Irene. This is because Irene has hearing problems. One day Doris, who is the roommate, lost her money in the house and immediately accused Irene of stealing it. Later that day, Kate came in and told Doris that she took the money for keeps because she knows the owner will call out for it. Doris felt ashamed and apologized to Irene but warned her to stay in her lane and never to come to her room for anything. Irene was scared for her life for a second but agreed to stay in her lane in the house. Muna and Hannah were having a good conversation and Hannah suggested that they should travel. Muna was not interested and asked Hannah to go for the trip alone. Days later, Muna was very hungry and he called Irene to bring him food to his house. She did, and the communication was very difficult for both of them. Then Muna called his friend to ask why talking to Irene is that different and difficult. That was when his friend told him that Irene is deaf. Immediately, Muna became interested in Irene. Muna called Irene to bring him food to his office, and when she came, Muna asked Irene if she does home service cooking. Irene said yes, and Muna immediately employed her to be doing the home cooking for him. Irene informed Kate about the work, and they were both happy and planned to start saving money for her hearing surgery. Irene started cooking for and cleaning for Muna for weeks. Muna was paying good money to Irene as well. Hannah returned from her trip and saw Irene in the house cooking. Hannah became angry at how Muna was super nice and sweet to Irene. She started maltreating Irene whenever Muna is not around. Hannah will mess up the house and ask Irene to clean everywhere. Irene noticed how Hannah hateful her, so she reported to Kate. And Kate had to remind her that she is working to get enough money for her surgery and she should endure it. Well, Hannah did not stop being mean to Irene. One day Hannah asked Muna to stop coming to the house to cook and clean. Hannah said she will do the cooking and cleaning herself. Muna was shocked because he knew Hannah doesn't cook or clean, but because he loves her, he agreed and proceeded to sack Irene. Muna called Irene, gave her some money, asked her to stop coming to cook for them, and if they ever need her services again, he will call upon her. Irene started to apologize if she did anything wrong to warrant them sacking her. But Muna told her that she did nothing wrong, but if they need her service, she will be called upon. Irene went home crying as Kate tries to comfort her and encourage her. Kate was telling her that it was Hannah that caused it, but she should not worry because another opportunity will come. Days later, Hannah left the kitchen dirty and has not cleaned the house and has not cooked any proper meal for Muna. This was becoming a problem as Muna could not take it anymore, so he always secretly eats in his office before coming home. The food were being prepared by Irene. Now Hannah realized Muna eats outside, so she left a few days. When she returned, Irene was back into the house again. And this time, whenever she is mean to Irene. This time around, Irene tells Muna about it. This was making Muna fight with Hannah all the time, and he doesn't give Hannah money or treat her well again. One day Muna asked Irene if her hearing problem can be solved through surgery, and she told him yes. Muna offered to help pay all her hospital bills for her surgery. Irene told Kate and they were so happy together. Then Kate asked Irene if Muna has made any advances towards her. Irene said no, but she thinks Muna is just a nice person trying to help her. Kate and Irene were so about the surgery. A month later, the surgery was done successfully and Irene was beginning to hear a little better. During that 1 month, Hannah was waiting for Muna to call her. This did not happen and she realized if she doesn't go back, she will lose her boyfriend. Hannah went back to the house and tried to apologize to Muna, but Muna was not ready to listen. Hannah called Muna's best friend to help her beg Muna. Robert called Muna and explained how Hannah is begging forgiveness. Muna went home and met Hannah in their bedroom on her knees begging. Muna said he will forgive her, but he will sack Irene because she has been helpful and resourceful. Hannah agreed with Muna and they hug and kiss each other. Irene was cooking and Hannah went to the kitchen and offered to help. Irene was surprised to see her but agreed as they both cooked the dishes. Hannah begged Irene to teach her how to cook, which agrees to do that. Weeks later, Hannah is confident in the kitchen and knows how to cook. Hannah took Irene out for a dinner outside, and after the dinner, Hannah apologized to Irene for everything that happened. Hannah begs Irene to forgive her because she was jealous and was insecure about how Muna was treating her. Irene told Hannah that she understands her very well because if she was in her shoes, she will definitely do same. Irene forgives Hannah and she hugged her. Irene went home and told Kate about how Hannah has become a good person to her. Kate said that is because Hannah knows Muna is a good man and she does not want to lose him to another woman. Irene also agreed to that. Next, Hannah was in the kitchen preparing food for Muna for the first time. Muna returned from work and Hannah brought the food for him and Muna was hesitant to eat at first. Irene pushed him eat it. Muna started eating and he was pleased. Hannah was happy that Muna liked her food. Irene was also happy that Hannah and Muna are at peace again. Muna was very proud of his girlfriend Hannah. As they all sit at the dining table, you eat the food that Hannah prepared. Hannah told Muna that Irene taught her how to cooking and she was a good teacher as well. Hannah thanks Irene for teaching her as they laughed, eat and cheers to their drinks. Muna and Hannah shared a kiss to seal their relationship one more time. Thanks for watching this recap. This channel brings you the best Nollywood movies. We save you time and money. Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos for more movie recap.
Whitney is gonna take over the house.
And what's that? Do you really need to tell her the exact reason why she's being fired?